Hey there my lovelies, and welcome to my BookTube channel, The Sassy Library Fox. My name is V, and today I'm going for a tag. And I got my coffee at the ready, I got some sheets with the questions on it, and I figured it was finally time to go for another tag video. This is a tag I was tagged for twice by two different people in 2022. And it's called the Contradiction Book Tag, and I was tagged by Laurence at Reading with Laurence, but also by Chloe at Phantom of the Pages. And both of them were so kind, thank you so much, to tag me for this tag. It only took me 3 years to get to it. Wow. I have quite a backlog, but I'm getting to the tags, as you can see. Anyway, this one sounded really interesting. There's an original tag video and it was done by Only For a Page. I'm going to link all of those 3 videos down below so that you can check them out. They are all really lovely and nice booktubers, so please check them out and watch their videos as well. And well, without further ado, let's just jump into the Contradiction Book Tag. And the first question is, I love this genre, but I didn't like this book. Well, I think I will go for murder mysteries here, young adult murder mysteries. As you all know, I love the books written by Karen M. McManus. But I really didn't like that one, and it was The Cousins. I mean, not that it was bad. I actually paged through it as I did through all the other books written by Karen M. McManus. But I had the problem that the characters were too similar to other book characters written by McManus. And that took away a lot of my enjoyment. Also the mystery, I saw it coming from miles away and it was nothing new. So I didn't enjoy that book as much as I thought I would, but I definitely enjoy a lot of Karen M. McManus books. This one just wasn't for me. So yeah, it's a genre I usually enjoy. I love murder mysteries. But this book just, well, didn't work for me. Which is also valid and it happens every once in a while. Okay, I'm gonna take a sip here before we're heading for question number 2. Number 2. I rarely read this genre, but I loved this book. And I think I will go with dark academia here. I don't really read a lot of dark academia. I think there were only like 3 or 4 books in recent years I read that were in that genre, but I really roughly enjoyed The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake when I read it a couple of months ago. I think I read it in January. So this one was great. I absolutely loved it. It definitely fell into the category of dark academia. And yeah, I think the 6 point of views and the fact that they were all morally grey and that it was such a character-driven book totally did it for me. And helped me to enjoy this dark academia book so much. Yeah. Secret societies and the dangerous things are just great that way. Okay, question number 3. I love this trope, but I didn't like this book. I absolutely love enemies to lovers. As you might know if you follow this channel closely. Every once in a while there's an enemies to lovers book done really well, but most of them just don't cut it. I don't know why that is and how that is, but it is the way it is. And yeah, as for the book, I wrote down here, it was I Kissed Sarah Wheeler by Casey McQuiston. And I usually love Casey McQuiston's books. I enjoyed them all. I'm a huge fan of the books written by Casey McQuiston, but I Kissed Sarah Wheeler just didn't do it for me. It's an enemies to lovers trope. They are academic rivals, and we have Chloe and we have Sarah, and they're on opposite ends and have been rivals for ages. And then 1 month before graduation, Sarah suddenly disappears and leaves a couple of clues where to find her. And the interesting thing about this story was I just didn't feel the chemistry between Sarah and Chloe. I rooted more for the side characters. Still do. So yeah, the book kind of missed the mark for me. Yeah, and the enemies to lovers trope, I didn't see it because it wasn't really pronounced and we didn't see a lot of it. And the characters barely interacted with each other, even though they were the main characters. So yeah, I love this trope. Enemies to lovers is one of my favorites, but I didn't like this book. Okay, prompt number 4. I hate this trope, but I loved this book. I had to think long and hard about that answer, and I think one of the tropes I really dislike is love triangles. I'm sorry, but they are never done well, and you always know which love interest the MC is going to choose. It's like, it's no question, you can already tell from the first 2 pages who is actually going to be the final love interest. So yeah, this trope is like almost never done right, but there is an exception to the rule because, and hear me out here, the Infernal Devices books written by Cassandra Clare have an MC that is stuck in a love triangle, but this one was done so well, and it's still the best example of a love triangle done well I can think of. And the Jen Tessa Will dynamic will always be epic and amazing and great. Honestly, seriously, the only love triangle I could get behind so far. Yeah. Still haven't read another book that handled it that well, but yeah. This is a trope I just don't like, and it happens in so many books, and barely an author is able to actually pull it off. And yeah, as I already said, I dislike those unnecessary love triangles where you know exactly that this character was just introduced to make it a little bit more difficult for the main couple. Yeah. Unnecessary love triangles. I could rant about that for ages. But I'll leave it at that. Let's just head to prompt number 5 instead. And this one is, I love this author, but I didn't like this book. Haha, this answer is so obvious. I absolutely loved and adore Tahari Mafi. She is such an amazing author. She writes great books. She is awesome. But the last book in the Shatter Me series, the 6th book, the Imagine Me book. Tahari, what did you think when you wrote this one? Seriously, I still stick with the idea that there's just a trilogy. I always only count the first 3 books because what came after was, oh my god, Imagine Me was just horrible to read. I absolutely hated, despised. I really didn't like this book, and mostly because of the way it was written and what was implied, and Honestly, I can't even find the words to express how much I disliked this book. In my opinion, the last 3 books of the Shatter Me series, the addition to the original trilogy, it doesn't exist. No, it doesn't. Okay, that out of the way. I love, despise, absolutely hate the series. And the last book, Imagine Me. Imagine Me was horrible. I love the first 3 books. The first trilogy, read it. It is amazing. It's awesome. It's great. But do yourself a favor and don't continue to read the additional trilogy to the series. I mean, I was okay with the 4th book, I was okay with the 5th book, but the 2nd book was a disaster. In my personal humble opinion, Tarare, you know I love you, you write amazing and great books, but this one, it wasn't for me. Yeah. Okay, let's move on and get to another topic that will be hopefully not as loaded and charged with opinion as this one was. And it is, I previously disliked a book by this author, but I loved this book. And since Becky Albertalli is a hit and miss author for me, I gotta say that I absolutely loved Imogen, obviously. It was the last book I read written by Becky Albertalli, and I absolutely adored it. It was done so well. And I just loved Imogen and Tessa and the entire book, how it was handled, the representation and everything. It was done so well. I didn't like Leo on the offbeat, and I also didn't really enjoy Kate in Waiting that much. But I love Simons versus the Homo sapiens gender, and I definitely loved Imogen, obviously. So yeah, this was a book I loved after reading another book written by the author I didn't quite like that much. Yeah, I think that fits the prompt very perfectly. Okay, before I hit to number 7, another sip here. And 7 is, I love this cover, but I didn't like this book. And I'm going to mention a very, well, old book, not really old, but I read it a couple of years ago. And it is Illusion by Zoe Parker. And the cover, I will blend it in here, is just amazing. I loved the hair and the eyes and just the overall vibe the cover gave, and the story sounded really interesting, but turned out not to be my cup of tea, because I don't know, I think the book was kind of jarring. In the first half we have a prisoner setting, and it's really a gruesome prisoner setting and a cruel prisoner setting, and the characters suffer and suffer, and you just wonder when it's going to end, and you want it to end so badly. And then after the 50% mark, the book totally changes, and it's more about exploring a world and becoming the savior of other people, and I just didn't understand this book. It was really such a jarring and sudden change in the pacing of the book and in the plot in general that I just couldn't get behind it. I mean, I know a lot of people that might enjoy that one, but it definitely wasn't for me, because I usually like it when the plot sticks to the rules and follows a certain pattern and isn't completely thrown out of the window like it was in this book. I think there would have been other ways to make that change not that jarring, and especially I still don't understand where the author wanted to go with this. I'm pretty certain that's a me thing. Maybe other readers will have taken a lot from this story, but yeah, it just wasn't for me. So yeah, I loved the cover, it was gorgeous, but I didn't like the story inside of the book. Okay, number 8. I don't like this cover, but I loved this book. And there are a couple of covers and book series I think could do better. Like for instance, we have Robin Hobb's The Farseer trilogy, and the book covers are so old and outdated, but what's in the books is amazing. Seriously, I loved it. I loved the entire trilogy, but the covers are so 80s, 90s style, I think. And yeah, they could definitely do with a do-over. But also, and this is a recently written series that's not been concluded for all too long, I think. And it's the Cut and Run series by Abigail Rue. And I'm gonna blend the cover in here, but all the covers in the entire series are very simple things. There's just an item on the cover and you have the non-descriptive background and the name of the author, and it's like, okay. And then you read the books. I only read the first 2 books so far, but I absolutely already love this series. I adore the 2 main characters, Ty and Zane. And the covers. If you look at the covers, you wouldn't guess that the plot and the characters in the book are that amazing. So yeah, I love the first 2 books, but the covers could definitely be better. Let's put it that way. And oh, we're already at the last thing I need to do with this tag. I'm just gonna take another sip here before I go for the last point, which is tag someone. And I decided to tag 5 booktubers that always comment on my videos or that recently started to follow my channel. So I'm going to tag Bia at Mama Needs to Read Romance, Ash at Books to Ashes, Ashley at Ashley Reading, Chris at Chris Reviews, and Jem at The Creepy Geek. I'm going to tag you 5, and if you haven't done this tag, I would love to hear your answers to that one. Since I've been tagged for this one a long time ago, the chances you didn't do it are pretty high. So I would love to watch your videos and to see what you are going to answer to all those prompts. I had fun with this tag, so once again, thank you so much for tagging me, Laurence and Cloe. And yeah, I would really like to hear what you would answer to all of those prompts. If you agree on my opinion about the books I mentioned in here, or if you disagree. And well, I guess that's it. We're already at the ending of my video and there's nothing left to say except of take care, stay healthy and safe, and see you around the next time. Bye!